We are live on the Rich Lieberman Media Pulse, and I got a chance to watch finally because I've been recovering and doing all these things that a lot of people are getting now. This whatever it is, flu virus stuff. So I watched the illustrious Tom Tolbert, Dave Fleming interview on on YouTube, and wow, that's what Tolbert. And by the way, Tom, what a beautiful background! You got the lawn table, you got the chairs, and Dave Fleming. I'm glad Dave wore a Giants T-shirt because, after all, I didn't know who the hell he was without seeing a Giant. I'm glad he let us know that he has a connection with the San Francisco Giants. Look, I think interviews can be nice and folksy and friendly and quaint and all that, but the idea of an interview of is some element of who, what, when, where, like, make some kind of a case for intrigue, for wonderment. And I don't mean wonderment literally, but just, and all we got was la di da and la di da and la di da. And Tolbert is not a very good interviewer, even when he was at KNBR, which, he was fired back in November. And Fleming is he capable? Yes. I'm not talking about the interview now. Is he interesting? Not my cup of tea. Is he kind of, in my opinion, vanilla? Yeah. Yeah, which is one of the reasons why he does well on ESPN and when he does the Masters. And look, from a pure broadcast standpoint, he's fine. He's credible. He's a little bit above ordinary. But I find him to be kind of boring. He says a few things every now and then, but most of it is all sort of, just there. And in this interview, it's all giggles. It's all the same kind of Tolbert kind of play that we got before, except Tolbert, can be a little bit extra zany, and he really isn't even zany. I mean, it's just two white guys sitting in like a backyard environment and talking about nothing in particular that is interesting. One-on-one interviews, especially, you don't have to be discussing, nuclear war and the history of books written by authors who wrote War and Peace, but maybe engross on the time when he first started out, he being Fleming with the Giants, replacing Joe Angel, having pressure put upon himself because he was working in a booth with John Miller and Kruko and Kuiper and all that. Talk about sort of challenges in life, which Fleming had coming up through the ranks to be accepted as a broadcaster. Talk about something humongous that he never brought up, Tolbert. I knew he was not going to bring it up. But in the post-pandemic year of 2021, a broadcast that Dave Fleming got a lot of crap for, as he should have. And in my opinion, something very, very important. Not probably to Dave Fleming, but back in June of that year, when he literally left the broadcast between the Giants playing the Angels, because he had to go do another gig, and the game went so long that he had to go. But the manner in which he left, he says, folks, I've got to go. I've got something I've got to do. I'm laughing now. It was kind of crazy. He left the broadcast. He didn't stay committed to what his number one responsibility was, the radio broadcast for the Giants versus the Angels. And he just left. What did he do? He went to a simulcast. And he got a lot of shit for that, especially industry-wide. He should have. Did Tolbert talk about it? Did he ask Flemming, hey, do you regret doing what you did on that afternoon, that long afternoon in Anaheim back in June of 2021? No. We didn't get any of that. He didn't ask him about anything. Tolbert, in addition to Flemming, was boring. It was all little, looked cute, looked all nice and wonderful and all that, but it was boring. It was like Booster Club talk, like two guys from, the broadcast department from San Francisco State, one being chumsy, the other one being extra chumsy and chummy too. I mean, and Tolbert is not alone. There are other people doing these interviews, many of them from former jobs at KNBR, but they're boring. And this one in particular was boring. It had all the interest of day-old oatmeal. And I didn't think it worked. But that's just my opinion. It's just my feelings. It was just absolutely dreadful.